everybody, it's your Aunt Jessica. So we've got a sports issue I want to talk about. So a recent story developed out of California that we have a San Francisco led, of course, San Francisco, right? San Francisco Waldorf high school team, their varsity team has a trans male athlete on it. I just want you guys to see this video. This dude towers over these girls. He's got way more speed, way more reach. He identifies as a girl. Okay, so we all know we don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. I want to highlight a few problems that I have with this. One, we want to celebrate a little bit because the school that they were playing, the Averos, is a Muslim high school that caught word that there was a trans athlete competing on the girls' team. I'm happy that they backed out or they forfeited the game. The problem that I have is that they're not saying why. And rumors are flying around. One, rumor was the coach was ill. Two, the rumor was they didn't have enough players. The third one is that it is a Muslim school and they do not allow their women to come in contact with men during physical play. That's kind of a religious thing, so you have to respect that. So, but again, those are all excuses, and I really want these schools to not be afraid of the backlash that may come. It's only going to be for a little while. They've already taken that first step in saying, we're not going to do this. So happy that they've done that. Super proud of these girls and their coaches and the school board for standing up against this. Is great, but at the same time, I want there not to be any fear of repercussions. We can't live like that. This bothers me. And look at this. Okay, so where are the parents? It was my comment on this post with this video. If my daughter's on that court and that 6'2" trans athlete's out there just dominating everything, I'm gonna have a problem with it. I'm gonna say something to the coach, I'm gonna say something to the refs, and I'm gonna say something to the school board if I even let my girls play. And so the other problem that we have here is the parents on the other side, the parents of the trans athlete and the parents whose kids are benefiting from this athlete being on the women's team. REDUXX did report that they have lost one game all season, just one. But other than that, they've pretty much dominated every game they've played. Women are not inferior. It's just there's a difference between men and women. Everybody knows this. And thing they're not talking about is the fact that I guarantee at this high school level, especially in California, there's no way they're drug testing this kid to make sure their testosterone levels are that of a female or what like mine are supposed to be if I'm going to compete in sports. So the fact that they're saying it's just an identity playing, this boy is enjoying every male advantage given to him by testosterone and male puberty. It's disgusting. It needs to stop. Obviously, more voices, more action, more response. It's great. You guys are doing so good out there and we are getting more voices and it's really warms my heart. Actually, it's really cool to see. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was the whole trans and I'm going to prison, I'm being arrested. So, hey, guess what, judge? I identify as a female. Please put me in the women's prison. This absolutely drives me crazy. I know for a fact of these people committing these crimes, which are mostly hate crimes against women, are not transgender. They're not transsexual. They might be a cross-dresser, but they are only doing this to get a lighter sentence. Not even a lighter sentence, to probably get the same sentencing, but they want to be housed in the women's facility for an easier go at it. And when I say that, it's kind of pun intended because they're literally going to have a go at the women. They have a captive victim that can't go nowhere and can't complain about it because the prison guards will just tell them, shut up, that's the way life is in prison. Well, here we have this POS. His name is Miles, and he identifies as a Muslim woman. I did the full screen so you can kind of see. This is as big as I can make it. But he is suing New York, you guys, for $22 million because he has multiple counts of domestic violence, aggravated assault, resisting arrest, all in Arizona. So they convicted him in Arizona. He went to New York. They found him. They got him. They're trying to extradite him back to Arizona so he can serve out his sentences. Well, while he was in New York, they prisoned him at Rikers Island in the male facility. And because of that, he claims that New York now owes him $22 million. Okay, so a little bit of background on this guy. He's already filed 4 lawsuits against places like A Bagel Hut, Planet Fitness, Chelsea Yoga. Like, every time it's about discrimination, misgendering. One time was for $75,000, another was for $10 million. Every single lawsuit he has filed against the business has been dismissed because he either, one, represented himself and didn't pay the court costs or court fees, and two, he's repeatedly misgendering himself on the stand in the case against like Planet Fitness, trying to plead his case, but he calls himself Mr. Miles, like at the same time. This dude is full of it. He's full of shit. It's frustrating, you guys. I'm doing everything in my power to protect women, and I just can't. Like, with people like this guy, are you kidding me? He claims he's doing laser hair removal. He's been on estrogen. He's taken testosterone blockers. Like, he might be doing those things. He's had no sexual reassignment surgery. I don't even use the word affirming anymore. That's stupid. We're not using that affirming BS with me, okay? So you're either getting sexual reassignment surgery because you're a transsexual, or you're not. And a funny story about this, like in front of the New York judge, he said, "The judge, I am transitioning. I'm a woman. I identify this way. Please house me in a women's prison." And the judge agreed with him. And then so they sent him to Rikers Island for holding until he could get transferred to Arizona to serve his other court dates. He's got like 10 of them. And when he got to Rikers Island, they brought him to the male side, and he goes, "Wait, I think there's been a mistake." And the guards allegedly said, "Sorry, man, we don't do that gender bullshit here. Like, we don't play the trans game here." And they strip searched him with a man. Allegedly, they said that he had nice boobs and a nice hoo-ha down there. And he has none of those. So they were just teasing him. He claims he was sodomized using butter. And he's kind of being racist, in my opinion, because he actually pointed out only the fact that he'd been sodomized by African-American males and constantly misgendered by others. But the only people that allegedly sodomized him would be the African-American males. So the dude's a racist prick, basically. That's all I see him as. He's a woman beater, an abuser. He's constantly going for lawsuits against everybody, and let's hope he gets what he deserves. I've said this a million times on Twitter, and I said it on this tweet, as a matter of fact, that being trans isn't a hall pass, okay? Like, being transgender doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want. And this guy's case, I said, being trans isn't a get out of jail free card, which is literally what he wants. It's so disgusting. It bothers me so much. Like, this is why I'm out here doing this. This is why I'm talking to you on a Saturday night. It's 11 o'clock Saturday night. I just got off work, and these are the topics I wanted to hit. So I apologize if I don't have my usual energy, but that's why. But this is important to me, you guys. Like, what can I do? What else can we do? Like, we need to be more vocal. We need more voices, and we need people that are not afraid of backlash, like me. Like, I'm not afraid of backlash. And yes, you know, I might have something that protects me, but I'm not afraid to speak my mind. We can't be threatening violence. I would never do that. There are some other trans people I want to talk about that are threatening to stab people who are misgendering them. And, you know, I don't think any of these people on Twitter or TikTok or whatever who are talking about being violent against biological men or women because they are transphobes or bigots or homophobes, like, there's no need for violence. Like, that just doesn't register in my brain. Like, we don't need to be violent here. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for listening to me rant again. And that's what this channel is for, apparently. I try and keep it lighthearted. I don't want everybody thinking I'm like a Debbie Downer all the time. This is serious, and it needs to be taken seriously. And I know everybody watching, you guys do take me seriously, and I really appreciate your support, you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.